Hey, so sometime I be thinking like I be developing all these relationships, random relationships with different youngsters and just different people from my city, Compton. And in having these conversations, I always, or a lot of times, I'm gonna say, I feel these quick connections. You know what I'm saying? And look, man, I know a lot of the stuff that I'm saying is not popular. It's not gonna be popular, but I'm not trying to make anybody feel uncomfortable. I just want us to really look at what really is going on, you know? So I'm gonna keep it real. I grew up in the South. That's my section. You feel me? But there are people from every single set that I have relationships with and have developed relationships with during the process of this project that we've been working on and will continue to work on. Throughout the duration of my early career, I was by definition, I was like a counselor, but my primary job towards the end and objective was to help young people get employed throughout the county. But that's a lot of different sets. And my primary base was the city of Compton, Carson, Gardena, Watts. That was my primary area of service. South LA too, small parts. So I'm saying all that to say that in the process of developing these relationships, it has always occurred to me how similar we really are. I'm seeing leaders 20 to 30 years old, 18 to 25 years old in every area. And we develop these bonds. You feel me? Like we talk about different things, but we talk about them things privately. Like I'm Casper and they are who they are. And I don't want to blast them because I want to keep our vibe. I want to keep our energy. But I want them also to know, thank you and I love you. You feel me? From one black man to the next, because you don't have to talk to me. You don't have to. And we just talk. You feel me? We talk. We don't have to record everything. We have these conversations. And some of these dudes would, based on what's going on in our city, will be considered like enemies, and we talk. We talk about, when they see this video, they gonna trip, but we talk about them cooking, we talk about their family efforts, we talk about their business, their goals, and I love it. And the reason that I love it is because I know ultimately we the same. We just by happenstance ended up being in an area. We grew up in that area and we rep that set. But at the end of the day, we the same. We the same. Now I know that I'm really kind of past the point of being that impactful person. It's going to take those ones that are between the ages of 18, I would say, and 35. Because they speak that language, they still involved. They understand today's situation. You know what I'm saying? I've been out of gas. I've been out the way. However, with all that being said, Compton, look, in any other section that might tap in and see any of these videos that we do, we are powerful. And I can't say that with nothing less than what it is. We powerful. We are the influencers. We are the bar when it comes to attire and how we move and how we walk and how we talk and how we shave and how we wear our hair and I'm not talking about the men only. I'm talking about our women too. Like the world sees us as, they see us in a way that we don't see us yet. Like we are that. And I just want to put that out there, and that's it, and that's all. I plan to put so much content in the world because I'm hoping that those right young people will pick it up and run with it, and be those ones from Compton to Chicago to the Bay to Brooklyn to Atlanta, all that. Like we everywhere, but we are trendsetters. We always been. And I'm not trying to, by us talking about how wonderful we are of a people, other people try to try to make it as if we talking down about them. That's not this. This is all about love. I had a young man in my DM. I ended up messaging him back, and he tells me like, I really vibe with what you're talking about. And, in theory, he and I know. And we've been talking. So we went from DMs to text messages and conversations on the phone. And I know people don't want to hear this kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, we the same. We the same. We want to survive. We want to leave something for our kids. We want to love our people. We want to be able to walk without wondering if this car pulling up is going to be the last car we see pulling up somewhere. And I'm not just talking about us that's on the streets, even in the pen. Like, I used to have a hard line of communication throughout penitentiaries, throughout California, period. And I used to do this pen pal project. And I would have my students write to those in the pen, and we'd talk about all kind of stuff from, making good decisions to relationship building, just all kind of things. And I miss that because it taught the kids to know, based on the conversations and the dialogue that they were having, this is not a place that I want to be. And then those that was in there were feeling good about the fact that they helping somebody outside. They helping a young person not be put in the same situation that they in. And a lot of the dudes I was talking to, no bullshit, was like lifers. That was my bracket. My bracket of who I, for some whatever reason, ran with was people that was doing more than 25 years in prison or convicted to do more than 25 years in prison. So I'm thankful for the fact that I get to be here. I get to be me. I get to really be me. Growing up, I had to build this persona of, you play with me, you better play hard because I'm going to play harder, And now I feel like, I guess it saved me. It got me to this point, but I wish I didn't have to live like that exactly. And I'm able to admit that. I wish I was a better influence to those behind me, because it was people that now I realize, and they have told me like I looked up to you. You was somebody to me. You was whatever, Anyways, I get on this thing and I rant, but I don't rant without really trying to get you to understand where we're trying to go with this thing. And the purpose and where we're trying to go with this thing is, we want real resources in our city. We want to be able to make a call and get our young men or young women or young people hired, get our brothers and sisters hired. We want to be able to send somebody 5 minutes away and get them to get their credit established and help them to understand how important it is and what credit is like. Our schools need that, period. Our communities need that. Like, by the time we get into understanding about credit, we done been to the pen once or twice. We in our late 20s, early 30s, maybe 40s. It's like the game of life is so precious. You can't get into that third and early fourth quarter, and now it's time. I got a close partner. He'll know if he ever watched this video who I'm talking about. And he was like, man, I'm changing. I want to experience this and I want to experience that. And I always kind of looked at him as like a general, you feel me? And I don't get that to nobody. Like, I'm going to get that to him, period. That's it. But that's because I watched how he loved on his family. I watched how he stood tall for whatever he believed in. I watched how he lived by example. He lived and led by example. It was nothing soft about him. I would watch him in different genres, and I always talk about how people will laugh. And you'll be thinking to yourself when you like in the streets, like, this nigga really out here laughing. He really out here enjoying, like, he laughing when you really think he hard body only, period. And I'm not saying this nigga ain't hard body, because he is. But he ain't hard body only. He hard body because of situational circumstances. So in this environment, I got to let you know I'm not to be played with. But when he and we sat in my car one day, and this is one of the last situations before he got caught up. And we talked for probably like a couple of hours, just about life, the things he was dealing with, the things I'm dealing with. This dude got about like 10, 11 years on me. But just life. And I don't know, it's just, whether you a east sider from the city or a west sider from the city, whether you a Crip or Pyru, we the same. We the same. I don't go live because I gotta learn how to work these buttons, but we the same. I lost some Pyrus in my life that one in particular broke me. You know, it really it fucked me up because that was my friend before we was anything else. And we called ourselves cousins in the streets. And when something came his way, you know, I activated. And when something came my way, he activated. It didn't matter what it was or what it was about. No, this is what we on. And when I lost him, you know, that was probably the worst loss in my life. Probably. And at the time, I think I was living where I'm at, and I would find myself in my backyard. I'm not a real drinker or whatever, but I would be back there just looking at his obituary and having a drink because I miss him like crazy. I lost a lot of people in my own area. I lost a lot of people that I've known growing up. But that one, it was the worst. For me, you know. Not to say everybody else didn't count. Everybody count. Everybody count. But that rocked me hard. Anyways, Compton, we are unlike anybody in this world. Let's show them. Compton out.